Yo, what's going on, Aboriginal family? It's your boy Big Pat Sports Talk with another episode of the NFL All 32. And we're going to be talking about the Commanders, man. And it's some big trade news here with couple of their top offensive players, and Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, and Brian Robinson, the running back that showed major flashes after being shot, came back and turned into a pretty good running back. So this is the NFL All 32, and we're going to talk about it. Let's get into it.
The NFL All 32.
So, listen. We're gonna listen to a couple of things about some trade rumors going around with the Washington Commanders with two of their top weapons from their offense last year, and Brian Robinson and Terry McLaurin. So let's listen to what they had to say about Brian Robinson in his last preseason game that they had.
And a check-in with Lisa Salters. Lisa.
Yeah, Joe. Well, there's been a lot of speculation in the last 48 hours about running back Brian Robinson potentially being traded. The Commanders have not confirmed that, but the fact that Brian Robinson is inactive tonight, not here at the stadium, likely signals that the team is looking to move him. I talked to Robinson last week before those trade rumors started to circulate, and he was talking about looking forward to proving doubters wrong. He was saying that he was feeling doubted because of the injuries he's had to deal with since coming into the league and not being as available as he would have liked. So he said the biggest thing he was looking forward to this season, just being available to the team. He now feels 100%. He said he feels like he has wings that he can fly.
So that was Lisa Salters reporting on Brian Robinson with the Washington Commanders that, hey, listen, he has 799 yards rushing with 8 touchdowns, and he is an injury-riddled running back, but he's been productive every time he's been in there. So these trade rumors with Brian Robinson really came out of left field. Now, is it because they feel like Brian Robinson is not going to be worth the contract in Washington? This upcoming, because he's in the last year of his rookie contract at 3.6 whatever million that you saw on the screen. So is he going to be worth the 10 to 12 million, maybe the 8, between the 8 and 12 range to the Washington Commanders? To be honest with you, unless they get major production from one of their rookie running backs that they drafted, or if they feel more comfortable that Austin Eckler can be, supplant that Russian with Jaden Daniels running the ball, maybe they feel that he's expendable. And I don't know if that's a good decision, because if you don't have solid running game with Jaden Daniels, you're putting a lot more pressure on Jaden Daniels that he deserves. You want to build with Jaden Daniels. You came off NFC Championships season last year, failed to the Eagles, but you guys were dynamic with people like Terry McLaurin and Brian Robinson helping out Jaden Daniels out there on the field. Now he does have a very good relationship with his tight ends on the field, so maybe they feel they can maneuver with that and go along with Debo Samuel, and maybe they feel that's enough. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know if they should feel that that's enough, but hey, they do. So maybe that's the route that they're going. I think it's a big mistake if you let those two guys go, because I think that's a major part of their offense. But let's hear what they have to say on the NFL Live show. You got oh man, I can't think of his name. Sauce talking about the whole Terry McLaurin situation. So let's hear what they have to say about Terry McLaurin.
The NFL All 32.
How concerned are you about this?
Because it's stupid.
Yeah, they're
that's why I'm
okay.
concerned.
Simply put,
Yeah.
is that your profession?
It is kind of stupid. Swagoo, there you go, Swagoo. It is kind of stupid to me, but we continue.
The
Okay,
opinion,
that's-
Opinion, bro. I can't imagine that we've sat on TV and talked for years about what do you do when you in a window with a really good quarterback that you don't have to pay yet, right? You support him. the support staff. We've seen teams do this and have a tremendous amount of success with young quarterbacks. Houston went out and spent $1 zillion after they realized C.J. Stroud was a good quarterback, right? Surrounding him with people. You do some of that in Washington. I thought all the Laramie Tunsil coming over. I thought all of this was an indication that we are not just trying to get better in other positions. We're solidifying ourselves as one of those teams in the NFC that can win a Super Bowl. You ain't winning one without Terry.
Oh, God.
So it's stupid, right? And you look at what the money is and all of that. Shefty knows all of that better than I do. What I do know is this. When you have to pay Jaden Daniels the $300 million that's going to come up in a couple of years.
That might be light.
Right? Might be light.
No question.
But
That is like, I'm going to be honest with you. By the time Jaden Daniels comes up with a contract, it's going to be probably around $350 to $400.
Be happy that Terry McLaurin has already been paid.
Right.
And you can change some of the demographics of his contract once you have to move that money to your quarterback. These are the things that I don't understand, Shefty, that usually you have an answer to.
Well, I think a team is thinking, we want to go pay Marshawn Lattimore. We want to go pay Laramie Tunsil. We want to go pay Frankie Luvo. We want to pay all these players that we helped acquire to support the quarterback that you're talking about. They want to pay Terry McLaurin. But they and Terry McLaurin have different ideas of his value. I think Terry McLaurin sees himself along the lines of DK Metcalf, who was traded to Pittsburgh this offseason. Same draft class as Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin's had better numbers during the course of his career than DK Metcalf. So he sees $33 million a year on average, and he's like, why shouldn't I be getting that? I think the Commanders see some of these other deals. Cortland Sutton gets an extension in Denver last week, $24 million a year. Mike Evans, $24 million a year. So is it 24? Is it north of 33? Where does this number come in? There's no doubt that Terry McLaurin is incredibly productive, incredibly respected, incredibly popular. But the Commanders are trying to figure out where can we get a deal done, and the two sides have not been able to figure out a common ground.
So basically, this might be a situation of, what are you worth to me? Are you worth, like you said, Mike Evans and them getting around $24 million a year, but I got better numbers than DK Metcalf, and he's getting $33 million a year, and we came out the same draft class. So in a Terry McLaurin situation, is this a situation where is Terry McLaurin overvaluing himself, or are the Commanders undervaluing his value? We're gonna see, man. These trade rumors coming up with the Commanders, if they lose Terry McLaurin and Brian Robinson, it could be a very, very bad thing for them. It really can, because I know you want to know. I know Adam Schefter said, people like Frankie Luvu, Laramie Tunsil, Marshawn Lattimore, all those guys. Some of those guys are older. Marshawn Lattimore, he's a little older. He's actually older than Terry McLaurin. I think Terry McLaurin is just reaching 30 years old, so he's still in his prime. And I think you have to pay a guy like that. You got to give your guy a receiver that he can count on, and Terry McLaurin has proven that he can do that. He went off last season. And so how does that change your offense? You know what I'm saying? What if Deebo Samuel is your number one target? I don't think that's too good. And I don't think you make it back to where you were. And to be honest with you, you got Super Bowl aspirations now because you just came off the NFC Championship game. So I don't know, man. Adam Peters is a very good GM out there. He's going to find a way to get things done out there with the Commanders. But this is big trade news here, man. Hey, it is. I don't know, man. I don't know, because how does this hurt your franchise quarterback? They said like how the Texans did. The Texans are spending boatloads of money bringing weapons over there for C.J. Stroud. They went from Stephon Diggs. Now they brought over major receivers and Christian Kirk, and drafted the two receivers from Iowa State to support, C.J. Stroud. So in my idea, you need to bring guys in, not put guys out. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't make any sense. And like Swaggle say, I think it's a little bit stupid, because I think you're taking, Jaden Daniels for granted, man, by doing things like that. But this has been the NFL All 32, man. Y'all let me know in the comments, man, what should the Washington Commanders do with Terry McLaurin and Brian Robinson, man? This is a crazy situation that I did not know was forming. in Washington, but it is. But hey, it is what it is, man. Hey, this has been the NFL All 32, man. Check out K&P Productions, man. If you need anything produced for your content, if you're a business that need promotion, if you need a commercial, if you need an intro or outro, if you need thumbnails, if you need production and you need somebody to produce your show, man, these guys got you covered, man. Go to knpproductions.com and hit those guys up, man, to get yourself some promotion for whatever you're trying to do with your business or company. And they have great price, and they also teach a class as well. They have their first student. Go check out Ghost Dog right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. Our very first student graduated. So, man, go check it out. More things to come from K&P Productions. And this has been the NFL All 32 with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. Into the next episode, you know what it is, man. Peace.
The NFL All 32.